edition of Uncle Kemi's online class. Today we will be talking about steps that you must follow to ensure your A1 in your chemistry WAEC examination for 2026. The first thing is to set up our laboratory apparatus where our burette will be fixed on the record stand. Next is to pipette our base using our pipette, which is of 25 cm cube. Next is to pour our base into our conical flask, which will be used for the titration. And then we add few drops of our indicator. In this case, methyl orange was used as the indicator. And then the next thing, we start titrating our acid against the base. And you can see the volume of the acid being reduced from the burette, and that's where we are going to obtain our reading of the volume of the acid used to titrate the base. Color changes next, and then now we present our table. Here you can see our burette, our table where it's stated where we have our final initial and volume of acid used. This table must be well stated. We have our indicator at the top, methyl orange, our pipette is 25 cm cube. And then we get to the rough part of the table where we have our initial always to be 0.00. And then our first titer value where we have our 12.10, initial 0.00. Second titer, we have 12.20 as our final titration. And then the initial always 0.0. It's always wise to make your initial to be 0.00 to avoid arithmetic error. And then you can see we have 3 titration. So we are going to divide the 3 values by 3 to get our average titer, and that will give us 12.16 cm cube. It must be in cm cube. All right, it's time for us to carry out some practice on our questions related to quantitative analysis. Now, all we have to do is to make sure that we use the average titer obtained from our readings, that means our table, to solve these questions. Please do not forget, when you are solving for the average titer, I made sure I used 3 different titer values because I did 3 titrations. So I divided mine by 3 to get my average titer. You can actually use 2 if you want to. And in that case, if you are using 2 titer values, you are going to divide it by 2. But in my own case, I used 3. So take note of that. It's not must you are going to use 3 titration value or volumes of acid use. No, not like that. So let's use what we have to solve these questions and get ourselves prepared for the exam. Hope to see you succeed.